All right. What is your name?
My name is Laura Jorgensen.
All right. What is your occupation or job here at PV?
I am school counselor for students with the last names MI through SC.
All right. How long have you been in that position?
Well, I've only been here this year, so 2 months now, but I've been a counselor for 2 years.
What do you enjoy most about your job?
I enjoy the students the most, of course. That's why I do my job. I like meeting with them one-on-one, and I especially like when we get to go out of our office and into the classrooms. But I also really enjoy the people I work with, so the other counselors, I'm really enjoying getting to know them.
What is your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show, I have to say, I love the TV show Parenthood. Have to stay up late to watch it. But actually, my kind of guilty pleasure is The Real Housewives of New Jersey, which is terrible, I know.
Favorite restaurant in Chico?
There are so many good ones. Well, I love Mexican food, so I do like going to Tres Hombres, but when I was in college here, I ate at Pita Pit like 4 times a week, so I'd have to give a shout out to Pita Pit on that one.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Ferndale, California, which is about 20 minutes from Eureka in Humboldt County. It's very small. There's about 2,000 people in the town, so the size of PV is the size of my hometown.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Ferndale High School.
All right. Did you attend college, and if so, what was your major?
I did. I went to Chico State, and I was a psychology major and a Spanish minor. And then after that, I moved to the Bay Area and I went to Sonoma State and I got a master's in counseling.
If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
I have to say I don't like animals that much, so that's a hard question. But I like to swim, so I'd be a fish.
All right.
I'll be some sort of fish.
Who's your hero?
This might seem like kind of a boring answer, but in all honesty, my parents are my hero. I'm very close to my parents, and I get a lot of inspiration from them since they work in schools too. And it's kind of how I ended up doing what I'm doing.
What inspired you to become a counselor?
Well, as I just mentioned, my parents work in schools, and actually pretty much my whole family does. There's about 12 teachers and 5 administrators in my family, and so I kind of grew up around going to school events and things like that, and seeing the really great things that teachers can do and people who work in schools, what an impact they have, and so that was my main inspiration. But I couldn't find a subject that I super loved and I wanted to teach, so I kind of went more down the counseling route.
If you didn't have this job, what would you rather be doing?
If I didn't have this job, I would probably be a special education teacher because that's what I was doing before I went back to school to become a counselor.
What kind of hobbies do you have outside of PV?
Well, I'm a runner. Sometimes I run half marathons. Sometimes I'm kind of off the wagon right now, not doing so good on the running, but I do that in my spare time. And I like to cook a lot and go on road trips on the weekends. That's one of my favorite things.
What is the most difficult thing for you about being new here at PV?
The most difficult thing right now would probably actually be remembering all of the teachers, because there's about 85 of them and I haven't met them all yet, and I need to work with all of them. And there's also just a lot of policies and things like that I need to get the hang of, but so far everyone's been really great, so it's been super smooth for me.
If you could spend the day with someone dead or alive, who would that person be?
That is a tricky question. I would have to say my automatic thought was I would spend it with my sister and her baby. She has a 9-month-old baby and I go see them a lot and I love spending time with them. But the catch where you said dead or alive, I have a cousin who passed away when I was 12 and she was older than me. And so it's been about 14 years, but I would of course love to spend the day with her if I could.
What is your favorite memory?
My favorite memory, there's a lot. I'd say most recently my favorite memory would be that this summer I went to Hawaii with my whole family, so about 30 of us, and we took my grandma with us who's getting older, and I think that's something I'm going to remember forever.
What is your favorite sport to watch or play?
My favorite sport to watch would definitely be football. My dad is a football coach, so we watch a lot of it in our house, and I do enjoy it. But my favorite sport to play, I'd say I'm more of a sports fan than an athlete, but I did play volleyball in high school, and I liked that sport.
If you were a cartoon character, who would you be and why?
Okay. I'm not a big cartoon watcher, but I would have to say, and this is a cartoon probably none of you have heard of because it was in the 80s, but there was it was for little girls, really. It was a very girly cartoon, but her name was Laura Lulu, and I got the nickname Lulu from that cartoon, and up until about 10 years ago, nobody called me by my first name. My family has always called me Lulu, and so that's probably why I would pick that cartoon character.